Welcome to the podcast. Y'all ask, what I'ma talk about with y'all ass? Everything from Nostradamus, Lil Pump, all the way down to Donald Trump. But black issues will be always at the forefront. Hoodies, I know that's just what y'all want. Black life, black love, all of the above. It's King Rashidi hoodies, ice toner gloves. I'm ready, it's Rise God Team. Rest in peace to the God Queens. Hey.
Yo, what's going on? Peace. I want to welcome you all back to another dope-ass episode of Hoodies the Podcast. I'm your host, King Rashidi, and check it, man. Check it. It's about to be the shortest podcast I've ever done, which means it's probably going to be the longest podcast I've ever done. But I'm gonna try to be mindful today. It's gonna be quick. Listen, real quick. Today is January 20th, right? Today, there's a few things popping off today, but one of the things that's popping off is today is the 2-year anniversary of Hoodies the Podcast. Word. 2 years, man. 2 years. So with that said, I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to thank all of you for your support. I want to thank all of you for encouraging me to do more. For giving me ideas on the next joint. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who's been watching. And then for some of you who's caught a couple. A lot of my clients, when I cut hair, you know, they be like, yo, I heard your podcast. I'm really digging it. So I appreciate that. So for those of you who's caught a couple and was digging it, you know, and listen, for all 6 of you subscribers, I'm thankful. And I ain't gonna stop. So I'm gonna keep doing this shit. So check it. It's a 2-year anniversary of Hoodies the Podcast. Go check out Podcast 1 if you haven't already. Check my growth. Get pissed at my comments and my views. Just dig in. Dig in, man. Word. So moving right along. Thank all of you who's been checking out Hoodies the Podcast. I ain't gonna stop. I don't care what little views I get. Some of them only got like 14 views, 27 views. I think the Chess Club documentary got like 188 with like 8 likes. That's ill because I see a whole lot of dumb shit on YouTube and on the internet, period. And their views and likes through the fucking roof. But I know the game. Anything of substance just don't get played like that. And it's all good. I ain't doing this for nobody else. I do this really for me. Because like I've said sometimes before, I work in the barbershop. So when we had these group discussions or whatever, yeah, I get off a lot of my perspective and things like that. But there's so much more I would like to say, but can't really get it off because there are so many perspectives and such. So this platform allows me to get it off. You know what I'm saying? It allows me to get it off. So moving right along, thank you all for watching Hoodies the Podcast. I'm going to keep on going till I don't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, happy 2-year anniversary to y'all, too. The Skill Youth Chess Club. I'm planning a field trip again. My next field trip would be to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. That's the museum in D.C. I need $2,000. $2,000, that's the price for the charter bus and to get us there. And on the way back to get us vegged up and then come back. You know what I'm saying? This field trip is to take place in mid-March. Still working out all the kinks. Still getting up the funds. Right? If you all would like to make a donation to this cause, to the Skill Youth Chess Club, you can do so by going to cash.me/skill cash.me/$skillYCC. All right? Thank you in advance for your donation. We're really looking forward to this. Also, after this field trip, I got my sights set on the next one, which is at the MMA spot around the corner. I'm ready to take our basic self-defense to the next level for these young brothers with some basic grappling. You know, I'll get more into detail at another time. As things unfold because I'm still trying to work out this field trip right here. So shout out to the Skill Youth Chess Club, and thank you in advance for your donation. Again, that's cash.me/$SkillYCC if you'd like to make a donation. Thank you in advance, man. Today is MLK Day, so I'd like to wish you all a happy Martin Luther King Day, right? Which is another day, whereas I got some things jotted down. It's another day where half-assedness reigns supreme. You know what I'm saying? All that's shown is the I Have a Dream speech, when he really wasn't even on that shit no more. All of us are familiar with what he said in regards to integration. The burning building. He said that he's afraid he may have led his people into a burning building because he realized at some moment in time that he should have been putting more focus on economic empowerment. You know what I'm saying? And then once he did, that's when the U.S. government had him chopped down. And they never make mention of that either, how the federal government was sued. You know what I'm saying, for their involvement in his death, in his assassination, rather. So, yeah, they never show that part. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the 80s, I remember when his birthday first became a federal holiday. I remember that. At McCosh Elementary in south side of Chicago. I remember that. I remember we had an assembly at McCosh. I remember there was some teachers crying. They got pretty emotional about it. I got what it was about. It probably didn't hit me the way it started to hit me as an adult, or at least on my way to adulthood, right? There was a song made about him. There's a king celebrate, king celebrate. Forgot the words, but I think Kool and the Gang and some other folks was in that. It was a pretty dope record. It was pretty popular when we was kids. I'm not necessarily sure if it's still played. I don't listen to the radio like that much. Also, Stevie Wonder made a record, that Happy Birthday to Ya. That was in reference to Brother Martin. That was for him. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens to be the happy birthday song that we use, that black folk use, you know what I'm saying, to wish each other happy born day. Word up. So do yourself a favor, man. Do yourself a favor, all you youngsters and even all you oldsters. Do yourself a favor and do your own research about Brother Martin. Don't rely on the TV, the television, the idiot box. Don't rely on them. You know what I'm saying? Don't rely on them. Dig a little deeper and you'll see that shit, like 2 years before his assassination, he wasn't even allowed to speak he wasn't even really allowed to speak at any universities or whatever, because they tried to use the fact that he had been incarcerated against them. Yeah. So it was pretty rough for the brother. It's not this I have a dream speech and locking arms and, having rocks and shit thrown at him while he turned the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I give much love to Brother Martin, but I always gravitated toward Brother Malcolm, because Brother Malcolm, his thing, it was similar to Brother Martin's, in a sense that he felt that it was important to be polite to people, to be nice to people, but if they ever put their hands on you, harm your loved ones, then you send them to the cemetery. Malcolm didn't find it intelligent or wise, for that matter, to allow people to smack you on one cheek and then turn the other cheek and have them smack that one. It's not to take anything away from Brother Martin, because even with this nonviolence, it took a certain level of bravery. You know what I'm saying? A certain level of fearlessness that came with that. And if, once again, you dig a little deeper, you'll see that he really wasn't, they had to sell the idea to him. He could have easily not got involved himself in this whole civil rights situation. He could have stayed home and watched it on TV with everybody else, but he chose to get involved. I mean, he was educated. His family was for the most part well off. He didn't have to get involved. So there's a certain level of, like I said, bravery, fearlessness, a straight, man, fuck that ism that he displayed throughout his life. So do some research and you'll see for yourself. Word. Shout out to Brother Martin, and to all you out there, happy Martin Luther King Day.
for you when I moved state to state. Knew this love could never go away. You with someone else, oh no, why would I want that? Wanna right my wrongs, baby, I wanna come back. I'll be different, I'll be loyal, I'll be true and all that. Thinking of a reason why you still won't call back. You know I'm destructive, I cause pain. You hate me now cause I'm stuck in my ways. Couldn't have your heart and keep it safe. Still love you, man, I just can't help but think. When I seen you, I just had to know your name. Told you you was pretty, we should hang. Back then I was young, ain't know a thing. About 7 years ago, things changed. When I moved, that's when I lost myself. And I lost you. When I think of you, I melt.
Recently, one of my clients, matter of fact, this past Saturday, happened to ask me what my thoughts were on this situation with Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie is a rapper, I believe, from Louisiana. I think he got some rap snacks, them potato chips. I think he's on one of the bags. Anyway, Rap Snacks is black owned too. Dead ass, it's black owned. Trying to get some of those here in the shop. So check out Rap Snacks. Anyway, so I went to look it up a little bit and saw that the Kappa fraternity had issues with Lil Boosie because I believe he wore a shirt with either the Kappa insignia or it said Kappa or something like that. So he got a whole lot of backlash over that. They came down on him pretty hard. He didn't know that he wasn't allowed to wear the apparel. He thought he was just getting fresh. Be honest with you, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that you couldn't wear it. I suppose it makes sense. It's like walking around with a Freemason insignia on my shirt or whatever, and I'm not a Mason. See, personally, I wouldn't wear that because I'm not a Mason. I guess I just didn't connect the dots in terms of wearing fraternity insignia or fraternity apparel or anything like that. I, too, if I was to wear that, would have been wearing it just to be fresh, and I truly believe that that's what that brother was trying to do. But I got something to say about that, though, right? I got something to say about it. And what I got to say about that is that it's kind of dumb. Yeah, I said it. And here's why it's dumb, especially for black folk. Okay, some of you go to HBCUs and pledge to Greek fraternities. How that sound? You're black, and you go to a HBCU only to pledge to a Greek fraternity. Okay? Not to mention, some of these HBCUs, some of them, were founded by white folk. Jotted a few things down, as y'all already could tell. Take Spelman College, for example. Spelman College was founded on April 11th, 1881, by two white school teachers, Sophia Packers and Harriet Giles, from Boston, Massachusetts. They taught black women in the basement of their church. They taught them, right? And it was named after one of the benefactor's wives, the benefactor of Spelman College. It was named after the benefactor's wife. The benefactor was John D. Rockefeller, and the family of his wife, Laura Spelman Rockefeller. HBCU, founded by white folk, funded by white folk as well. Not only that, but those same individuals also had a hand in funding Morehouse College, an HBCU. Howard University. Howard University is named after its founder. Its founder is Glenn Oliver O. Howard, a Union officer who led the Federal Freedmen's Bureau after the Civil War. I said it. Howard University it was founded by a white man, named after a white man, funded by white folk. But listen, don't take my word for it. You do your own research and see how many other HBCUs were founded by white folk and funded by white folk. Here's a few names. Spelman College, Howard University, Xavier University of Louisiana, Hampton University, Morehouse College, North Carolina A&T State University, and Florida A&M University, Tuskegee University. There's probably more. You know what I'm saying? That's about as far as I went. You look into them, and you see how many more were founded and funded by white folk. Okay? And here's another question. Ask yourself another question. How come the fraternities that were founded, that were started by black folk, have Greek names? Kappa, Omega, Sigma, and Delta. Why is that? Why is that? If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this. Like I said, do your own research. If I'm not mistaken, some of these fraternities were founded by white folk, but then some black folk decided to create their own version of a fraternity, still using Greek names, which still doesn't make sense to me. No disrespect to our ancestors who was just simply trying to build something for us, for ourselves. What I don't get is the Greek name. You ask me, I say, why not the Uhuru fraternity? Uhuru means freedom. Why not the Uhuru fraternity? Let's pledge Uhuru. How about the Sifu sorority? I haven't named any sororities, but how about the Sifu sorority? Sifu means sword. Let's pledge Sifu, or sisters can pledge Sifu. How about the Abbasi fraternity? Abbasi means stern. Let's pledge Abbasi, fam. How about the Shaka sorority? Pledge Shaka. Pledge Shaka, sis, queen, goddess. Pledge Zulu, king, god. Pledge Zulu, the Zulu fraternity. Think about it. So word, happy 2-year anniversary of Hoodies the podcast. Thank you in advance for your donation to the Skill Youth Chess Club's upcoming field trip in mid-March to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. Go ahead and donate, man. Help us help this self-funded program that's specifically designed for black boys expose these young black brothers to something different. And from what I hear, it's a pretty big museum, and you can't cover everything in one day. You know what I'm saying? So the plan is to go there and break up into groups and have a group on each floor, and we all explore that floor for a day. And then after the fact, you know, with the pictures and things of that nature, we'll come together and talk about it. And of course, use the footage for our next upcoming, docu-film or something like that. So that's the plan. Nithyanandam, which means eternal bliss unto you. I'm King Rashidi. This is Hoodies, man. Peace. 2-year anniversary. All right? Peace.
To the podcast. What am I talking about? Who?
Always at the forefront. This King Rashidi. Hoodies.
Ready. God King. God Queen.